Hey, can I ask you an honest question? Does it bother you at all to see how much negative information there is about the tech industry out there? All this fear mongering that AI is going to eliminate all of our jobs tomorrow, the bitching about corporate culture and managers don't understand programmers. Look, I get frustrated about this stuff too. You've seen me make many episodes about it, but the reality is, I think we have a lot of growing up to do in our industry, and developers, managers, product managers, it doesn't matter what position you're in, we don't understand each other very well. I think one of the biggest reasons for this is we have different incentives. Programmers, we're measured by getting stuff done in a business. Product managers, they're measured by, are they able to make money at the company? QA people, they might be measured by, is the product going out the door with a low set of defects? And if you're in support, can you solve customer problems quickly enough? And there's more roles than just those few, right? Everybody has all these different job roles. They're all measured different way. They all have different motivations. And I think sometimes we feel like we're not even speaking the same language together anymore. And I don't want to be somebody online who's just drumming up more vitriol and getting everybody pissed off at each other. That's an easy way that honestly, if I did that more often, I could probably get a lot more views. I could get a lot more exposure. But as I've shared with you about this channel, I didn't make this channel originally, and I don't make any of the episodes today to create drama, to get visibility, to just grow a huge following. I'm a career coach, and my job is to help you grow and get ahead in your career. And so I'm not here to say things that are popular to you. I'm here to actually make a real difference in your career and in your life. And I think we've got a lot of growing up to do in the software industry. We have to stop blaming each other, and we have to start looking outside ourselves and trying to understand each other and communicate better if we're going to get out of this place where we're just, complaining about how bad the industry sucks and nobody understands us and nothing's going to change. If you want to stay stuck in your career and you want to complain and never move ahead, there are plenty of people out there, millions of them, who will join in the chorus and bitch along with you. And you've heard the saying, misery loves company. But if you actually want to move ahead and grow and thrive, you can't be part of that group. You have to reject all that crap. You got to stop doom scrolling. Got to stop getting sucked into the clickbait of these, exaggerated videos and articles, and really try to make some sober-minded plans about how you're going to move forward in your career. And one of the things that's really encouraging to me as I make content in a lot of my episodes is I get feedback from people who aren't developers that they really value my content. I've coached people that are not just programmers. You may or may not know this. I've coached product managers, QA people, enterprise architects, straight up people managers, engineering managers, people who are data scientists. And we all have a lot of the same problems, but the thing I hear consistently is that each person I'm coaching is frustrated because they don't feel like other people understand them well enough. And so I really want to help you more than I have on this channel to really be heard and be understood. But if you're going to come on this journey with me, you got to make a commitment to reject a lot of the stereotypes, whether you're a manager and you've always looked at programmers as they're lazy, or you're a programmer and you've always looked at managers as though they're idiots. If you keep holding that view and you keep just complaining about the other person, you're going to stay stuck for as long as you want to be like that, and you're never going to really move to the next level of your career. And so I've got a big announcement to make. I'm going to be rebranding the channel. I'm going to explain to you what the rebrand is, why I'm doing it, and then I'd love some feedback from you. I'm renaming the channel to Thriving Technologist. Now, very different name. I actually got some help with this from somebody who's kind of an expert in branding and positioning. But let me explain why I'm changing the name. It's so different than Healthy Software Developer. Help you understand why it's actually not changing. I think that this is going to actually help me achieve the goals that I set out for the channel even better and help you even more. So first of all, thriving. Why is that in the name? Well, the current name of the channel, or if you're watching this after it's been renamed, Healthy Software Developer, when I started making these episodes in 2017, this is 7 years ago, I was suffering from chronic burnout. I was an addict. I had to quit my job. I had really serious mental health and physical health problems. And so I felt like, I needed to make content to help developers be healthy. I was a developer. I was trying to get healthy. I knew that, was sort of my top priority at the time. And in the 7 years since, I've gotten a lot better, but I've also coached. You may or may not know this. I've met over 300 people across the world. I've coached, paid a minimum of 6 sessions, over 100 people in the past 5 years since I started coaching professionally. Now, that's not a ton of people, but that's a lot of hours. I think I figured out it's like around 800 hours of Zoom meetings that I've done over the last 5 years. But one of the things that I've learned is that many people are struggling with, mental health issues and a lot of the things I was, but they're also just struggling with career direction. That's one of the biggest things I help them with. And a lot of them too are trying to figure out, hey, with the industry shifting and how my life's changing, what should I be doing at this point? How should I be growing in my career? And so what everybody's really looking for is not just to be healthy and have mental health and personal health, but they want to thrive. They want to succeed. They want to actually feel like my career's not okay and my health is all right. I'm actually going beyond that. Maybe I'm able to start a business. Maybe I'm able to get a really big promotion. Maybe I'm able to make a really big impact if I'm in, let's say, a management position and really make a difference for the success of the company. So, this first term in the name thriving, it being different than healthy, I think it represents better that I'm trying to help people succeed in their career, in any kind of technology position, but more than just with their health. And the term technologist, which is a pretty interesting term, it's not as popular. People don't search for it online. But, I also think when I worked with the branding person that helped me, it is an interesting term because it's not used as much. It's actually a little bit more unique. But, a technologist is just anybody that works with technology. Now, because of my experience, my experience, I don't know how much you've watched the channel, but, I've been in the software industry for 27 years. The first 12 of those, I was an employee at 4 companies. I got promoted to be an architect eventually. The last 15 years of that, I was a consultant. I worked for a firm for 10 years. I worked for over 20 different companies on nearly 40 software projects. And then I got into career coaching, and that's what I do now. So, I think a lot of people think my exposure to a product manager, for example, is, I've been in Scrum meetings with product managers or requirement meetings with product managers. No, I've actually sat with product managers as a consultant, hearing them talk to me about the problems they're having with their engineering culture, trying to grow the business, and help them understand developers and engineers better. And I've talked to, development teams and helped them understand their management and how they're measured and why they're frustrated. I did a lot of this work. I did a lot of agile coaching as a consultant in my career. And so I actually have a lot of experience with understanding, again, all the incentives of these different people in the software industry, why they're different. And all these episodes of the show that I've made over the years, my hope is that they're helping people understand each other at least a little bit better. And so this second part of the new name for the channel and for my brand, Technologist, really it's meant to represent that I'm broadening the audience intentionally to just welcome people that appreciate the content. They're maybe not the original core audience. They're not just developers, but they're in any of these positions. Now, as soon as I say this, if you're a long-term watcher of the show, I'm sure you're a little bit concerned. Wait a minute, you're making this more broad. Does that mean we're not going to get content anymore that really helps me as a programmer? No. Remember, my background is in software development. I've spent more hours in my life sitting in front of a computer writing code than any other discipline that I've been involved in. So I can't help it that my bias of the content or the topics I come up with are probably often still going to be very aimed at helping you be a better software developer. And again, I don't teach people how to write code better or how to, find the latest frameworks. There are tons of awesome YouTubers that do that. If you've watched this channel for a while, that's not what I spend my time talking about on here. I'm trying to help you with the psychology behind work. I'm trying to help you with mental health, understanding like learning addiction I've talked about. Some of the political situations we run into. So, I'm not going to change really the content I'm creating. I'm just going to change a little bit in that maybe the messaging, if you hear in some of my episodes coming forward, I might be a little bit more expansive or a little bit more open to people that aren't just developers in some of the content. Now, this is scary for me. I got to be honest with you. Changing the name of this channel after 7 years, it's been called Healthy Software Developer. I had some trouble sleeping right after I went through the exercise with this gentleman who helped me kind of with renaming my brand. We came up with several different names and kind of went back and forth and after much frustration, eventually settled on this one. But, I just want you to know when you've really liked something for a long time, and let me just tell you, I'm so honored and appreciative of all the time that you've spent watching these episodes and all the feedback and encouragement and comments and answering polls. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't even be on here if it weren't for you. But, when you change something, there's actually an article online called They Changed It, Now It Sucks. I forget which website it's on. But, anytime you change something that's kind of beloved or people are really used to it, there's always going to be a group of people that are just like, this sucks. There's nothing good about it. There's no way I can see anything beneficial about this. And so I'm fully prepared that there's going to be some people that read into this announcement I'm making what they want and get pissed off about this. They may unsubscribe. They may complain to their friends. They may call me a traitor. I mean, this is just part of creating content online. But, I really feel strongly that this name actually way better represents what I'm really looking to do. It's going to take some time to get used to. It's going to take some time for me to get used to. So I just want to ask for your patience and support. If you still would like to support my mission, you appreciate this content, I'm not really changing ultimately the direction I'm going. In fact, I think this is going to help me be even more effective at helping you with the stuff I want to help with. And if at the end of the day, we got to try to understand each other better in all these different job roles. If I start focusing more on that, I'd like to have more content that if you are a developer, your manager can watch, or, a product manager can watch to understand developers, or, no matter what your role is, maybe this will actually have more of an impact, not just on you as, a software developer being healthy, the most you can within sort of a compromised system, but maybe in some small way, my content will have an influence on, some of these other roles. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't consider myself some, industry-wide insane change agent. I'm not looking to change the world and the industry through my content. If it does change things, that's awesome. But ultimately, I'm just trying to genuinely, honestly help you. And so ultimately, I hope that this channel, Thriving Technologist, the new name you're going to see, you're going to start to see this slowly. My email system is going to change. The domain of my website will obviously change. The name of the YouTube channel will change a little bit. I hope you see that really what I'm trying to do here ultimately is I'm trying to help you have more empathy for each other. I'm trying to have, programmers have more empathy for the management, have more empathy for the developers who work so hard. Let's stop just bitching about each other. Let's stop posting memes. Let's stop just complaining. That stuff's funny, but at the end of the day, if you want to really thrive, if you really want to succeed in your career, you got to reject what typical people are doing who want to stay stuck in a box and actually be open to trying to understand other people more. So, I don't know how you feel about this, taking a big chance, but it's time. I've been wanting to change the name of the channel and try to get my, direction a little bit clearer for several years. And this is just the time. And I feel like this is the right time. And we're going to just see together how it goes. So, what do you think? What are you concerned about? What are you excited about? What new options do you see this opening up? What things about the industry do you feel frustrated about that this might actually help us start to address? Leave me some comments. Until next time, thanks.